Vladimir Putin.
Okay.
Here we go.
There it is. Jamie actually pulled it up on the screen. Jamie actually pulled it up here.
Did she? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So, dear President Putin, since the Russian Federation invaded Ukraine on February the 24th this year, I've tried to use my small influence to encourage a ceasefire and a diplomatic settlement that addresses the security needs of both Ukraine and the Russian Federation. In that endeavour, I've written 2 open letters to Mrs. Elena Zelenska, the wife of the Ukrainian president. I can give you those letters as well. These letters are readily available on the internet. I'm increasingly asked to write to you too. So here goes. First, would you like to see an end to this war? ? If you were to reply and say, yes, please, that would immediately make things a lot easier. He has, by the way, yesterday. He said, yes, please.
Really?
Yes, he made a long speech with the accession speech of Donetsk and Lugansk and Kherson and the other bit of Ukraine that they had the referendum and the people said, can we be part of Russia, please? Anyway, that's what that's about. So if you were to come out and say, oh, yeah, if you were to come out and say, also, the Russian Federation has no further territorial interest beyond the security of the Russian-speaking populations of the Crimea, Donetsk and Luhansk, that would help too. I say this because I know some people who think you want to overrun the whole of Europe, starting with Poland and the rest of the Baltic states. If you do, fuck you. And we might as well all stop playing the desperately dangerous game of nuclear chicken that the hawks on both sides of the Atlantic seem so comfortable with, and have at it. Yep, just blow each other and the world to smithereens. The problem is I have kids and grandkids, and so do most of my brothers and sisters all over the world, and none of us would relish that outcome. So please, Mr. Putin, indulge me and make us that assurance. That he hasn't done yet. But I have no doubt that it's part and parcel of what he is now saying publicly. All right, back to the table. If I've read your previous speeches correctly, would you like to negotiate a state of neutrality for a sovereign neighbouring Ukraine? Is that correct? Assuming such a peace could be negotiated, it would have to include an absolute binding agreement not to invade anyone ever again, full stop. I know the USA and NATO invade other sovereign nations at the drop of a hat or for a few barrels of oil, but that doesn't mean you should. Your invasion of Ukraine took me completely by surprise. It was a heinous war of aggression, provoked or not. When Mrs. Zelenska replied to me via Twitter, I was very surprised and mightily moved. If you were to reply to me, I would mightily respect you for it and take it as an honourable move in the right direction towards a sustainable peace. Yours sincerely.
So what did Putin say in terms of wanting a resolution?
Well, you're going to have to look up his accession speech, because I'm not going to start trying to quote Putin in translation without some words in front of me, because I could get it wrong.
Got it.
And blah, 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 blah. He said one thing that could be seen as combative, which I can remember. He said, I want to come to the table. I want a ceasefire. I want to negotiate peace, not dictate peace, negotiate peace with the Ukraine, with Zelenska. He said, but the will of the people in the Donetsk, Lugansk, Kherson, and whatever the one is whose name I can't remember, is inviolate. That is not up for discussion. Zelenska, in response, said, I will not negotiate with Russia until Putin has been removed.
Oh, Jesus.
And you go, Miss President Zelenska, are you? I mean, that really is.
That's an insane thing to say.
It's poking in the eye with a sharp stick, and it's not helpful at all.
No.
Anyway.